This was the happiest day of my life, the birth of my baby daughter. But it was also a very anxious time for me too. Not only because I was bracing for a tsunami of dirty diapers to come, but because I had no idea how best to save for her education in an RESP. I had a feeling raising the world's first supermodel astrophysicist would be expensive, so I asked some savvy investors for the answer, and here's what they told me. Mathematically, the best thing to do is to contribute $50,000 into an RESP in the first year. That's the maximum you're allowed to contribute to the account over its lifetime. You'll only receive $500 in matching government grants if you do this. So you're missing out on up to $6,700 in grants you could have earned with more staggered contributions. But the magic of compound interest can make this worthwhile. Let's assume your investment grows at an average of 6% per year. The RESP would grow to about $144,000 by the time your child is ready for post-secondary. And that goes a long way to paying for astronaut school. However, this large lump sum strategy isn't for everyone, as this financial advisor explains.
In reality, maybe not as realistic, but also it comes with some risks because I put my money into the market on a particular day. It's up here, it goes down here, and it stays like that for a while. Am I going to get that $140,000 at the end? So it comes with some risks, but it is something to consider.
Now, I don't know about you, but I don't have a cool $50K just lying around for that sort of lump sum contribution. I spent it all on diapers, baby formula, and more stuffed animals than my daughter could possibly play with in a lifetime. But let's say you did have $50K kicking around in your TFSA. In that case, you're in luck, because there's a nifty substitute for that lump sum strategy, courtesy of DIY investor Matt Pointer.
In year one, we take $2,500 from that TFSA and put that into the RESP. And so you're left with $47,500 in the TFSA to continue to grow. And then in the next year, you put another $2,500 from the TFSA into the RESP and so on. So each year you're taking from the TFSA and you're putting it into the RESP and you're getting the CESG that goes along with that money.
With this approach, the $50K in your TFSA earns $2,850 in the first year if it grows at 6%. And that's enough to cover the $2,500 you need to receive the $500 in government grants that year. Plus, there's a little extra to keep your TFSA growing a bit too. Rinse and repeat every year, and you end up with $157,000 combined in the RESP and the TFSA, again assuming an average return of 6% per year. That's $107K or so in the RESP and $50K or so in the TFSA. And notice that's roughly $14,000 more than the lump sum strategy, although it does come with a caveat. You'll need to top up the RESP with a $7,500 contribution in the final year to max out the lifetime contribution room. Still, this may be more manageable for some families. But let's say you don't have $50K in your TFSA. Don't sweat it. There's still hope for you to afford your kiddos' PhD pursuits. A lesser lump sum contributed early on can still do a lot of heavy lifting. For example, you could contribute a lump sum of $16,500 in the first year. That's $14K plus $2,500 you need to earn the $500 government grant for that year. After that, you contribute $2,500 each year to receive all of the government grants you're eligible for. And you'll end up with about $130,000 by the time your child's ready for post-secondary, with an average annual return of 6%. It's not quite as good as that $50K lump sum, but you do get all that government grant money, and you mitigate the risks that come with a lump sum investment, as Jacqueline explained earlier. So those are 3 ways to optimize your RESP contributions. But don't beat yourself up if they're still a little bit out of reach for you. Even the typical approach of contributing $2,500 a year to maximize the government grants is a huge service to your child. That RESP could hit 6 figures by the time they need that money. Now, getting the money into the RESP is one thing, getting it out is another. And there are optimal ways to withdraw money from the account too. We're going to be exploring them in an upcoming episode of Inside Investing, aptly titled, What's the Best Way to Withdraw Money from an RESP? Financial planner Moira Vane is going to join us on September 24th for a deep dive into the numbers, so make sure you tune into that one. Plus, check out TD Direct Investing on YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram for more RESP investing tips.